Okay, cool. I hope everyone is able to listen to me. I saw some people asking the doubt in the chat box that what are the byproducts of vinegar. So usually the byproduct is alcohol to some extent, and then there will be the remains of the fruit and whatever raw material you have used. Okay, so we don't have as such byproducts which we can use it again. So it is basically whatever the remains which you don't want, that will be the byproduct. एंड मैक्सिमम होगा उतना विनेगर में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा वो, बट अ सर्टेन अमाउंट ऑफ अल्कोहल एंड अ certain amount of the remains of your raw material. Okay, now if you have any doubts, please ask me at the end in the chat box. Okay, if you raise your hand now, I'm not going to entertain you, so there is no point raising your hand. If you want, you can raise your hand or ask me the doubts at the end of the lecture. So today we'll do what is, we'll quickly revise the vinegar production and then we will move ahead with the chapter. Okay, so now vinegar production, I hope everyone remembers and I hope everyone has done the homework. So we'll quickly have a go through. So you need, okay, vinegar chemically it is the 4% acetic acid. Okay, and to make the vinegar, the 4 things which you need is fruit juice, uske baad you need the maple syrup, then you need starch of the roots and sugar molasses. Okay, you need all these things and then you ferment it using Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Okay, you all know that whenever you ferment anything with Saccharomyces cerevisiae, you get only one product, that is ethanol, a type of an alcohol. But are we making alcohol over here? No, we ain't making alcohol. We are trying to make vinegar. So now let's move to the part 2 of the process. So you take the ethanol and you ferment it further with 2 more microbes. I want everyone to quickly repeat the names of the microbes along with me. That is, sorry, Acetobacter and Glucanobacter. Okay. So now when you have mixed your ethanol with Acetobacter and Glucanobacter, they will do the microbial degradation. Microbial degradation, important word you need to remember. And then once they have degraded your ethanol, they will form acetic acid plus byproducts. Okay, now you don't need the byproducts, so that is the reason you will go for one more process, that is rarefaction. Okay, rarefaction is nothing but lessening of density. Okay, so आपने lessening of density किया, उसके बाद आपको acetic acid and byproduct separately मिल जाएगा. Still you are not done. Now you need to go ahead with the process. So now you take your acetic acid and you add potassium ferrocyanide in it. Okay, I want everyone to answer, why did you use potassium ferrocyanide? For bleaching. And bleaching का मतलब है you are removing the color. Whatever the color is there, you don't want that. Maybe a pale yellow color or whatever pale color is present, you don't want it. You want a transparent liquid. Okay, white transparent liquid. So the potassium ferrocyanide will do the work of oxidation. Bleaching मतलब oxidation होता है. सो ऑक्सीडेशन होने के बाद आपको पैस्चराइज करना है उस लिक्विड को. आप पैस्चराइज करोगे बिकॉज अगर उसमें कोई भी ऑर्गेनिज्म अभी तक सस्टेन कर रहा है या फिर कोई नया ऑर्गेनिज्म उसमें आ गया है या कुछ भी हो, मे बी सम वायरस, यू डोंट वांट एनी ऑफ दोज थिंग्स contaminating your product. So that is the reason you go for pasteurization. So once the pasteurization is done, you have your acetic acid and finally you mix SO2, that is sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide is used as one of the preservative. Okay, so once you use sulfur dioxide, finally you have your vinegar which is consumable, which is fit to use. Okay, so I hope everyone is very much clear with the vinegar production. Yes, I remember one thing that I have always said, that vinegar is 4% acetic acid. Okay, अब जब हम विनेगर का प्रोडक्शन करते हैं, जरूरी नहीं है कि वो 4% एसिटिक एसिड हो, कभी कभी उसमें 20% होता है, 30% होता है, बट हमें जो मार्केट में विनेगर मिलता है, ठीक है, मार्केट में व्हाट विनेगर यू गेट, इट हैज 4% एसिटिक एसिड, इट इज डाइल्यूटेड विथ वाटर, ओके, because your body cannot tolerate that amount of acid. So that is the reason we need to dilute it with water so that it becomes consumable. So that was with your vinegar production. I hope everyone is very, very clear with this. If you have anything to ask, we have the end of the lecture to discuss that. Now we move ahead and now we're going to study about soy sauce. Okay. Everyone knows soy sauce and everyone has eaten it. Everyone has used it in making Chinese food. Okay. हम लोग soy sauce का production detail में नहीं देखने वाले. We are just going to see a basic production. Okay, so now let us see what is the basic production over here. So very, very important, soy sauce is also a product of fermentation. Okay, fermentation, rather soy sauce बनाने के लिए आपको 6 months fermentation करना पड़ता है. You ferment the mixture for 6 months and finally you get your soy sauce which you consume with your Chinese food. Okay, now what all do you need? नाम से ही पता चल रहा है, अगर मैं सोया सॉस बोल रही हूँ तो वेरी ऑब्वियसली सोयाबीन यूज होगा, ठीक है. सो इन द फर्मेंटेशन यू विल फर्स्ट नीड योर सोयाबीन. आफ्टर दैट यू नीड टू मिक्स व्हीट फ्लावर एंड राइस फ्लावर. ओके, आपको चाहिए आप दोनों में से एक यूज करो, आपको चाहिए आप दोनों यूज करो, वॉट एवर इज कन्वीनियंट यू कैन डू दैट. ओके, and to tell you one thing, normally we don't make soy sauce at home. It is made in industries. Okay, so I want everyone to repeat with me. We are making soy sauce over here. We need to have a fermentation, and to do the fermentation you need with you soybean, rice flour and wheat flour. Now अभी मैं इतना चिल्ला चिल्ला के बता रही हूँ स्कीम कि फर्मेंटेशन करना है, तो मतलब माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म तो लगेगा फर्मेंटेशन के लिए. ओके, सो नाउ which microorganism are we going to use? So we are going to use the organism called Aspergillus oryzae. I want everyone repeating with me Aspergillus oryzae. Okay, everyone with me quickly. Which organism are we talking about? Aspergillus oryzae. Okay, so हम लोग ने सोय सॉस बनाने के लिए कौन सा ऑर्गेनिज्म यूज किया? Aspergillus oryzae. So I want everyone to quickly revise the production of soy sauce. You have to do the fermentation. Okay, fermentation करने के लिए आप क्या क्या यूज करोगे? आप यूज करोगे सोयाबीन, फिर उसमें आप ऐड करोगे राइस फ्लावर, then you will add the wheat flour, and very, very importantly, sorry, you need to use an organism called Aspergillus oryzae. Okay, people, please remember the names of the organism because every production has one or two organism in it and they're specific for that particular production. So all these names are asked in the exam in the name of objective, fill in the blank, match the following, analogy. So you need to remember all these things. Okay, so which organism did we use in the production of soy sauce? We used Aspergillus oryzae. Okay, now we are done with soy sauce production. So let us move ahead. Those people who have the textbook with them, you have a table in your textbook, okay, which says production of beverages. Beverages are basically the things which you drink, okay, which are in the liquid form, which you consume, okay. So now there are certain beverages which we use on almost regular basis. So let us see how are these. No, so we're not going to study in detail about the beverages. What are we going to see is कि ये particular beverage, ये particular drink किस fruit या cereal या सीड से बनता है और वो बनाने के लिए माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म कैसे यूज होता है. ओके, because the name of the chapter introduction to microbiology, so we have to focus on where and how are we using the microbe. This is pretty interesting because these are the beverages which you consume. Okay, So the first one, the first fruit I'm talking about is Caffeae arabica. Okay, I want everyone to look at the picture and I want everyone to repeat the name of the fruit, that is Caffeae arabica. Now from the name you can suggest, अगर मैं caffeine बोल रही हूँ, so I can relate it with caffeine, and caffeine मतलब coffee. Okay, so this is basically the fruit from where you get your coffee. Okay, most of you might be consuming coffee, most of you might be drinking coffee right now. So this coffee comes from your Caffeae arabica. I want everyone to repeat the name of the fruit. It is Caffeae arabica. आप लोगों ने ब्रू का एड देखा होगा, उसमें वो सीड्स को दिखाते हैं जो ऐसे रेड कलर के होते हैं. ओके, अभी कौन सा माइक्रोब यूज होता है? आई वॉन्ट एवरी वन टू रिपीट इट विथ मी. इट्स लैक्टोबैसिलस ब्रेविस. People, please repeat the name of the organism. It is Lactobacillus brevis. Okay. The fruit we were talking about was Caffeae arabica and the microbe is Lactobacillus brevis. अब ये करता क्या है? सबको पता है कि हम लोग कैफे अराबिका में से हम लोग को कॉफी मिलता है, बट ये पर्टिकुलर माइक्रोब ये सीड्स को क्या करेगा? Separating the seeds from the fruit. Okay, now let me tell you one thing. Why are we specifically using a microbe over here? ठीक है, अब क्या होता है ना, ये तुम्हारे पास सीड्स है, आप लोगों ने कॉफी बीन्स देखे होंगे. ओके, they are brown blackish in color, they are the dried seeds, but these seeds come from this fruit. One second, I'll just, yeah. So if you see, this is the fruit, Caffeae arabica. Inside the fruit, you have this seeds. So I want the seeds to come out from the fruit. तो आप बोलोगे कि हम लोग मशीन क्यों नहीं यूज कर रहे? हमारे पास इतना मशीन्स है, इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स है, तो वो यूज कर सकते हैं. But let me tell you one thing. If I try to use a machine, it might destruct my seed. Okay, it might change the structure of the seed. It might affect the quality of the coffee which I'll be producing. So to avoid all these things and to have a better quality and the quantity for your product, you will use the microorganism which will help in separating the pulp from the seed. Okay, so separating the seeds from the fruit, and finally you will get your beverage coffee. Okay, I want everyone to repeat with me, what was the fruit we used? It was Caffeae arabica. So next time when you drink coffee, you can say that you're drinking Caffeae arabica. Okay? And
Arabica.
okay, I guess someone have just unmute themselves. So can you please mute yourself because I can hear you. So microbe used over here is Lactobacillus brevis. Okay? The role of the microbe is separating the seed from the fruit, and your beverage is your coffee. So that was the first beverage. Let's move to the second one. This should be your favorite one. Okay, the name of the fruit is Theobroma cacao. Okay, it's called cacao, but we will say cacao so that at least you will write the correct spelling. It is CACAO. Theobroma cacao. Okay, Theobroma भी तुम्हें याद रहना चाहिए because you have the cake shops with you around you. So it is Theobroma cacao, and I'm very sure half of you might have even guessed कि ये क्या beverage बनाता होगा. So Theobroma cacao, there are 4 microorganisms used. Okay, I want everyone, every single person out there listening to me to repeat the names of the organism. The first one is Candida. Okay, please repeat. The first one is Candida. The second is Hansenula. The second one is Hansenula. The third one is Pichia. Okay, the third one is Pichia. And the fourth one is Saccharomyces. So which are the 4 organisms? Everyone with me. Candida, Hansenula, Pichia, Saccharomyces. और ये कौन सा था तुम्हारा फेवरेट फ्रूट? सो तुम्हारा फेवरेट फ्रूट था Theobroma cacao. Okay, And which are the 4 microbes which we are using? Candida, Hensinula, Pichia, Saccharomyces. Okay. So today I might be unmuting you people and asking you the names of these things at the end of the lecture. So then I'll know how many of you have paid attention and repeated along with me. So once again, the fruit was Theobroma cacao, and the organisms, the microbes were Hansenula, Candida, Pichia, and Saccharomyces. Okay. The role separating the seeds from the fruit. अगर आपने कभी देखा नहीं हो तो ऐसे दिखते हैं cacao के seeds. Cacao is nothing but your chocolate. Okay. Whatever chocolate you eat, the chocolate comes from these beans. So you need to separate the beans from the fruit. So the name of the beverage is nothing but your cocoa. Okay. अगर आपको कुछ भी चाहिए रहता है तो हम लोग always coke. Chocolate का actually देखा जाए तो biological name is cacao. Okay. So it is the cocoa which you drink, like the hot chocolate or whatever chocolate products you eat. It has cocoa, it has cacao in it. Okay. So let's talk about your favorite fruit. It was Theobroma cacao. And the 4 organisms used over here were Candida, Hansenula, Pichia, Saccharomyces. And what is the role of the microbe? To separate the seed from the fruit. Okay. Again, the same logic over here, that you don't want to destruct your seeds or your fruit. That is the reason you don't use instruments and machineries. You use microbes for it. And the name of the beverage is cocoa. Okay. The third one, this also most of you might know. It's the grapes. Grapes देख के ही तुमको पता चल जाना चाहिए कि मैं कौन से बेवरेज के बारे में बात कर रही हूँ. Okay. The microbe used for grapes, you should also know the microbe as well. It has to be mandatorily Saccharomyces cerevisiae. So we use the fruit grape, we use the microbe, your favorite microorganism जो आपका साथ 9th standard से छोड़ नहीं रहा, Saccharomyces cerevisiae. अब Saccharomyces cerevisiae बोला मतलब very very simple, क्या बना के देगा तुमको? The role of the microbe over here is the fermentation of the juice. Okay. Acha, let me tell you one thing. Here, when we use the grapes, again, we don't mechanically crush the grapes. Okay. Because अगर आप mechanically बहुत ज़्यादा pressure डाल दोगे grapes पे, तो वो उन लोग के जो enzymes है और contents है, वो denature हो सकते हैं. Okay. और फिर fermentation तो very very important. So this juice which you obtain, this is fermented with the help of Saccharomyces cerevisiae. So you can get your favorite beverage, that is wine. Okay. If you use green grapes, you will get white wine. If you use red grapes or the black ones, you will get the red wine. Okay. So everyone, this was the most simplest of all. That was fruit was grapes, organism, microbe was Saccharomyces cerevisiae. The role was fermentation of juice, and the name of the beverage is nothing but your wine. Okay. Finally, we move down to the last beverage. So let us talk about the last fruit, that is apple. ये भी आप लोगों को पता होना चाहिए. Okay. So apple use किया. एप्पल में माइक्रोब यूज किया कौन सा? सेम जो ग्रेप में यूज किया था, दैट इज Saccharomyces cerevisiae. ओके. Saccharomyces cerevisiae यूज करेंगे, and the role of the microbe is to do the fermentation of the juice. Okay. Here when the fermentation happens and when it makes the particular ethanol or the alcohol, we call it as cider. Okay. A lot of people consume this cider. People also call it cider, apple cider. Okay. So that's also a very famous beverage. So the fruit was your apple. The microbe was your Saccharomyces cerevisiae. The role of the microbe was to separate the seed from the fruit, and the beverage was cider. So now we will go down to the entire table and we'll quickly revise and we will see how much you people remember. Okay. So the first fruit was Caffeae arabica. Caffeae arabica, you use the microorganism Lactobacillus brevis. The role of the microbe was separating the seeds from the fruit, and the beverage was coffee. Second one, your favorite, Theobroma cacao. There were 4 organisms. The first one was Candida, Hansenula, Pichia, Saccharomyces. The role again the same, separating the seeds from the fruit. And your favorite beverage, that is cocoa. The third one was grapes. Microbe, very common, your favorite, everyone's favorite, Saccharomyces cerevisiae. The role, fermentation of the juice. And the beverage was wine. Okay. The last one, apple. The microbe remains the same, Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Role of the microbe remains the same, fermentation of juice, but the beverage changes, that is cider. I hope everyone is very, very clear with this table. Okay. Don't worry, I'll be giving you the homework in which you will be writing down this table so you'll remember everything. I hope everyone is very, very clear with this. So we will move down to the next part, which is very easy. So I want everyone to pay attention on your screen. Okay. So now let us see where else the microbes are used. You all know we have chemical industries around us. Okay. Chemical industries में very obviously chemical reactions होते हैं. Okay. Chemical reactions होते हैं and very, very important, केमिकल रिएक्शंस की स्पीड बढ़ाने के लिए अगर मुझे केमिकल रिएक्शन को फास्ट करना है, उसकी स्पीड बढ़ानी है, उसका रेट बढ़ाना है, तो मैं एक पर्टिकुलर चीज यूज करती हूँ, दैट इज केमिकल कैटलिस्ट. I hope you all know and you have studied this in chemistry. There is something called as catalyst. Okay, so catalysts are nothing but the chemicals which increase the rate of reaction, and they are very, very important for every chemical industry out there. Okay, so why are we talking about them? अभी माइक्रोब में केमिकल इंडस्ट्री को क्यों बात कर रहे हैं फालतू में? So it's not waste, but here it is important. The important part is जब मैं केमिकल इंडस्ट्री में कैटलिस्ट chemical catalyst use करती हूँ, there are certain disadvantages. Okay, there are certain disadvantages which I have, which are the first one. These chemical catalysts, they're active at high temperature, pH and pressure. Okay, मतलब ये जो chemical catalyst होते हैं उनके ना certain requirement होते हैं कि वो हाई टेम्परेचर पे काम करेंगे. और जब मैं हाई टेम्परेचर बोलती हूँ तो मैं 100-200 डिग्रीज की बात नहीं कर रही. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट 1000-2000 डिग्रीज. ओके, हाई टेम्परेचर, हाई प्रेशर, हाई पीएच. ओके, सो नाउ यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड अगर केमिकल कैटलिस्ट को इतनी रिक्वायरमेंट है, उसको हाई टेम्परेचर चाहिए, हाई पीएच चाहिए, हाई प्रेशर चाहिए, मतलब ये सब मेंटेन करने में मेरा रिसोर्सेस कितना यूज होगा. अगर मुझे एक सिंपल सा हाई टेम्परेचर मेंटेन करना है तो मेरा पेट्रोलियम, मेरा फ्यूल कितना यूज होगा. whatever fuel I'm using, maybe wood, maybe natural gas, maybe petrol, whatever I'm using, a lot of energy is required. Okay, lot of energy is wasted behind these chemical catalysts. I want everyone to remember with me, we're talking about the chemical catalyst and they have certain disadvantages, like they function at high temperature, pH and pressure, and because of that they need a lot of energy. Along with that, they erode the instrument. Erode का मतलब है erosion, corrosion. आप बोलते हो ना बारिश में, पता है अगर मेटल की चीजें भीग जाती है तो उसमें गंज जंग लग जाता है, रस्ट हो जाता है. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड इरोजन, करोजन. ओके. सो लेकिन सो ये जो केमिकल कैटलिस्ट होते हैं, इतना हाई टेम्परेचर पे काम करने के बाद वो इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स को इरोड कर देते हैं, खराब कर देते हैं. सो जस्ट अंडरस्टैंड, अगर मेरा इंस्ट्रूमेंट इरोड हो रहा है तो मेरा कितना नुकसान हो रहा है, मैं कितना लॉस में जा रही है, मेरा कितना पैसा वेस्ट हो रहा है. यूज ऑफ इरोजन प्रूफ इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स. तो अभी इरोजन से रोकने के लिए मैं इरोजन प्रूफ इंस्ट्रूमेंट यूज करती हूँ. इरोजन प्रूफ इंस्ट्रूमेंट बनाने के लिए हमको इरोजन प्रूफ मेटल चाहिए, जैसे कि स्टेनलेस स्टील. अब वैसे मेटल्स यूज करेंगे मतलब और खर्चा बढ़ जाएगा, मतलब मेरे इंडस्ट्री में मेरे को पैसा बहुत ज्यादा वेस्ट करना पड़ रहा है. उसके बाद form unnecessary byproducts. Okay, we just quickly revise from the top. We saw that these chemical catalysts, they function at high temperature, pH, pressure, so they need a lot of energy. Uske baad, sorry, they erode the instrument, they cause corrosion. If they erode the instrument, then I have to use erosion proof instruments. They form unnecessary byproducts. इतना याद रखो, तो आप लोग ने केमिस्ट्री में बहुत बार पढ़ा है कि कभी भी कोई भी केमिकल रिएक्शन होता है तो मेन प्रोडक्ट के साथ आपको बाय प्रोडक्ट भी कुछ ना कुछ मिलता ही है. अभी जो अननेसेसरी बाय प्रोडक्ट्स बनते हैं जो काम के नहीं है, सो मतलब देखा जाए तो वो भी एक वेस्ट हो गया. ठीक है, कि अननेसेसरी बाय प्रोडक्ट्स बन रहे हैं, मतलब मेरा उतना रॉ मटेरियल भी वेस्ट हो रहा है ना, कि बाय प्रोडक्ट्स बना मतलब. चलो बन तो गया, साथ में एक्सपेंसेस ऑन प्यूरिफिकेशन ऑफ वेस्ट मटेरियल. नाउ अंडरस्टैंड, आई एम मेकिंग समथिंग, अ पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट, एंड इट इज फॉर्मिंग बाय प्रोडक्ट अलोंग विथ इट. तो अगर बाय प्रोडक्ट बना तो मुझे प्योरिफिकेशन करना पड़ेगा. प्योरिफिकेशन करके मेन प्रोडक्ट एंड बाय प्रोडक्ट को सेपरेट करना पड़ेगा, मतलब उसमें वापस और पैसा बर्बाद करो. सो यू हैव टू पुट योर एक्सपेंसेस ऑन प्योरिफिकेशन ऑफ वेस्ट मटेरियल. एंड अभी जो वेस्ट मटेरियल निकला, अभी जरूरी नहीं है कि वो जो बाय प्रोडक्ट है वो काम का ही हो. इट माइट बी अ कंप्लीट वेस्ट. एंड उसके बाद इफ इट इज अ वेस्ट, elimination and decomposition does not remain eco-friendly. Okay, when you have to eliminate, decompose these waste material, it's not eco-friendly, it can harm your environment. So these are all the problems with your chemical catalyst. But now I have an option. The option is microbial enzymes. मेरे पास एक बेटर ऑप्शन अवेलेबल है, तो मैं माइक्रोबियल एंजाइम्स यूज करेगी. ये जितने भी प्रॉब्लम थे इन सबको ये माइक्रोबियल एंजाइम ओवरकम करेगा. ओके, जैसे कि दे आर एक्टिव एट लो टेम्परेचर, पीएच एंड प्रेशर. तो अगर ये सब कम टेम्परेचर, पीएच एंड प्रेशर पे काम करेंगे, दैट मीन्स मेरे को एनर्जी वेस्ट करने की जरूरत नहीं है. मेरा इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, मेरा लाइट, मेरा फ्यूल, मेरा सब कुछ बच जाएगा. ठीक है. उसके बाद नो इरोजन, वो इरोजन नहीं करता, मतलब मेरा इंस्ट्रूमेंट खराब नहीं होगा. इरोजन प्रूफ इंस्ट्रूमेंट खरीदने के पीछे पैसा बर्बाद नहीं करना पड़ेगा. इरोजन प्रूफ इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स आर नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. Carry out specific processes, very very important. Now these microbial enzymes, they carry out specific processes. मतलब जो चाहिए वही प्रोसेस कैरी आउट करेगा और वही फाइनल प्रोडक्ट देगा, मतलब फालतू का बाय प्रोडक्ट नहीं बनेगा. ओके, अगर अभी कनेक्ट द डॉट्स, बाय प्रोडक्ट नहीं बना मतलब प्यूरिफिकेशन नहीं करना पड़ेगा, वहां पैसा बच गया. प्यूरिफिकेशन नहीं करना पड़ा, बाय प्रोडक्ट नहीं बना, तो एलिमिनेशन, डिकम्पोजिशन नहीं करना पड़ेगा, वहां पे भी पैसा बच गया और एनवायरमेंट भी सेफ रह गया. ठीक है. सो अंडरस्टैंड कितना प्रॉफिट है इसमें. unnecessary byproducts are not formed. Expenses on purification is minimized. Okay, आप जितना केमिकल कैटलिस्ट में पैसा वेस्ट कर रहे थे, यहाँ पे इतना करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Elimination and decomposition is avoided. Elimination, decomposition mandatorily करना नहीं पड़ता. Okay, and enzymes can be reused. This is the best thing. Okay, now what happens is when I'm using an enzyme in a particular process, at the end of the process मैं वो सारा enzyme recover कर लेती हूँ. अगर मैंने एंजाइम रिकवर कर लिया मतलब मैं वापस उसी को यूज कर सकती हूँ. मुझे नया एंजाइम यूज करने की जरूरत नहीं है. एंड इफ आई एम नॉट यूजिंग अ नया एंजाइम, वहां पे भी मेरा पैसा बच गया. बट अगर मैं केमिकल कैटलिस्ट यूज करती थी तो केमिकल कैटलिस्ट की रिकवरी नहीं होती, बहुत कम होती है. एंड दैट इज द रीजन वहां पे प्रॉफिट बहुत कम होता है एंड रादर एक्सपेंसेस बहुत ज्यादा हो जाते हैं. So these are all the profits you can have using microbial enzymes. And a certain enzymes, I'm just naming a few enzymes. I just want you to pay attention. You need to remember these enzymes, but don't worry. In the next lecture, we will surely revise them. Okay. The first one is oxidoreductases. Oxidoreductases क्या करता है? It will increase oxidation reduction. Okay, जो oxidation reduction होता है chemical reactions में, it will help in that. Then you have transferases. Transferases help in transferring the functional group from one compound to another. आपको उसके uses याद नहीं रखने, आपको सिर्फ नाम याद रखने हैं. Okay, oxidoreductases, transferases, hydrolases, lyases, isomerases, and ligases. Okay, so these are the 6 enzymes which are microbial enzymes. So I want everyone to quickly repeat after me once, so then we can end the lecture. Oxidoreductases, transferases, hydrolases, lyases, isomerases, and ligases. Okay, so these are the enzymes which are used nowadays instead of chemical catalyst. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll stop the lecture over here. We'll do the revision in the next lecture of all ये जो enzymes का part है वो हम next lecture में पूरा revise करेंगे. So it will be helpful for you. And now if you have any doubts, you can put it in the chat box. Okay. Okay. What do we mean by ACEs? Okay, don't worry. All these enzymes, no, I'll give you the detail of each and every enzyme कि ये क्या काम करता है in the next lecture. ठीक है? Unnecessarily अभी extend नहीं करते. Apple juice and apple cider is the same? No, apple juice and apple cider is not the same because apple juice is just crushed and you got the juice. Cider is after the fermentation. And apple cider, yes, it has certain alcoholic content in it, in the cider. Homework, I will send it on WhatsApp, don't worry. Can we eat Cafe Arabica? Cafe Arabica, you don't eat that. You have to process it and then you have to eat it because it will be very hard for digestion in your body. Like microbe, the name of the fruits. Yes, yes, yes. The way you write the name of the microbes, in the same way you need to write the name of the fruits which we studied today. From where do we get microbial enzymes? हाँ, okay. अभी जब मैं microbial enzyme की बात करती हूँ, that means मैं लैब में माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म ग्रो करूंगी और जब माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म ग्रो होगा तभी वो एंजाइम बनाएगा. ठीक है, और वो तभी एंजाइम बनाएगा and that enzyme I will be using in the industry. Okay. Is coffee harmful? Everything in limited quantities is good. Anything you do excess is harmful. Okay. So if you have any legible doubts, we can continue with the doubts or we can end the lecture. Anyone has anything? The microbe used for wine and apple cider is the same, but its role is different. Okay, now cider, you know, it has more fermentation. Cider का fermentation process थोड़ा लंबा होता है. हम लोग ने वो डिटेल में नहीं पढ़ा है. ठीक है, साइडर में सिर्फ सैकरोमाइसिस नहीं यूज होता, बट और भी माइक्रोब्स यूज होते हैं. No, you can't eat cocoa seeds raw because they're very bitter in taste. Do we need permission to get the microbes? Yes, there are certain microbes वो आपको permission के through ही मिलेंगे. आप कहीं से मतलब आपको वेरीफाइड लैब से माइक्रोब्स खरीदने पड़ते हैं, और वो लोकल लेमैन कॉमन मैन को माइक्रोब्स नहीं देते. दे जस्ट गिव इट टू द इंडस्ट्रीज एंड फॉर कॉलेजेस for the research purpose. Okay, the grapes are crushed lightly so that you don't crush all the sugars and the enzymes and all the contents in it. Okay, homework will be given to you on WhatsApp, so we'll end the lecture for now. And if you have any doubts, you can send the doubts, you can ask the doubts in the next lecture. Okay, so we'll end the lecture. Dhruv sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, sir, I'll end the lecture.
Yes, ma'am. We'll end it.
Yeah, okay, thank